Hey, 8th graders. Guess what? You are not 8th graders for very much longer. That's crazy. You're almost on your way to high school, so today I have for you information about your high school summer reading. Now, for those of us not going to Brookline High School, you may still wish to watch this video because it's full of ideas for how to pick more books. So if your high school has a choose your own book thing that you need to do, or if you're just like wondering what you're going to read this summer, this is a really good tool for you. But of course, if you're not going to Brookline High School, don't worry about turning in the Brookline High School written assignment. Okay, that being said, here we are, our summer reading. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to watch my how-to video, which you're doing right now. Thank you. Nice to have you here. You will use the tools in this slideshow to explore and pick your books. You will turn in a summer reading plan to me, your 8th grade teacher, by June 20th. I'm giving you time so that you can think about it, explore, whatever, but I want to know before the end of the year what you're going to read. Then you'll turn in the summer reading writing assignment to your grade 9 teacher in the fall, and that's the writing that you do about the books that you actually read. So this slideshow is made by your high school teachers, your future teachers, with just 1 or 2 additions from me. And they made this for you so that you can learn about their summer reading theme and requirements, explore the titles, figure out how to get the books online, decide what books you're going to read, and share your plan with me. Okay, so our theme. Well, we have heard, I'm sure, that books can be mirrors, where you read the book and you see yourself, you relate to it. Books can be windows, where you read something and you realize something new about the world. You get a window into another way of life or another time, another place. They could be sliding glass doors, where you actually pass through into that place. Books can be all kinds of things. You can take a look at this cartoon and think to yourself, what do these metaphors about books mean? Have I read a book like that? Have I read a book that is a flying carpet for me, for example? But for your summer reading, we're focusing on 2 ideas, reading for escape and reading for comfort. These are very troubling times. There's pandemic, there's systemic injustice, there's change and new ways of doing things, there's transition, there's even just the normal transition of becoming a 9th grader. So maybe this is a time when, in particular, you want to read to escape or read to feel comforted. So your job as a rising 9th grader is to read 3 books in total. 1 choice that has to do with this topic of either comfort or escape, and then 2 other books that are whatever you want. Then in the fall, you're submitting some written work about what you read. You will be given time to do this in September as homework, but I would say, like, please, please, please do it now over the summer when you have the most free time and when the book is fresh in your mind and you don't have to stress about it. And they have a link here that prompts you to make a copy of the assignment. Here's what it looks like. It asks you to do an activity thinking about memory, pattern, and symbol in your escape book or your comfort book. And then there's a reflection on your 2 other books with prompts for you to think about. And you just do some writing about those 2 books. It doesn't look too hard. I don't think it will take you very long. I think you'll be great. Okay. So what does it mean to read to escape? Well, reading to escape means reading a book that transports you out of yourself, out of where you are, and makes you feel like you're in a totally different world. So often we could think of fantasy reading or science fiction reading in that genre, but a good mystery, a good historical fiction might feel like it just takes you out of today's world and you escape into this completely other place. On the other hand, you may wish to read for comfort. I love this image of the book like a blanket pulled up over you. Reading for comfort is a book that is soothing. You know that everything's going to turn out okay. Maybe you've read something else by that author and you just know you're going to like it. You don't have to worry. You're not upset for the characters. It's just comforting. It's returning to something where you know it's going to be enjoyable and you know it's going to be all right. I think a lot about our rom-com unit, for example. Like, we know the characters are going to be okay, so we're allowed to laugh at them and have fun, and it's soothing for us to do that. How do you pick a book? Well, at the high school, they've put together all these really great resources for you for how to choose your summer reading adventure. So first of all, and you can explore these links more thoroughly on your own time, but I've been looking at them, they're really fun. So if I click here, it takes me to this, and this website like takes you through different steps. So you can think about, well, do I want to read for comfort or escape? Let me see comfort. Let me, and it takes you, it goes on a whole journey to help you figure out what you want to read. So that's a fun thing to do. They also polled teachers and asked for teacher recommendations. So you can click through those. I didn't submit a rec to this poll because I talk to you about books all the time, but you can look for other teachers that you know. So like maybe you find a teacher that you had when you were younger and like, what do they think I should read? Or maybe a teacher that you will have or an older sibling had or something, and you're like, oh, what do they think that I should read? And teachers wrote who they are and what they recommend with an image and a little description. By the way, I really want to read this book by Elizabeth Acevedo, the author of The Poet X. So there's good stuff in here for you to look through. There is a list of recommendations from students that looks like this, and this is very cool. I just read Normal People, actually. It went really fast. It's kind of a love story, kind of not. The people actually sort of have stressful lives. I worried for them, but it was a fun read. The Martian is amazing if you haven't read it. For our nonfiction readers, The Overstory is about trees, but it's supposed to be really good. I keep hearing how great it is. Anyway, this looks really fun. Oh man, this book was wild. All right, so you have lots of good stuff there. And at the high school, they do an annual big book challenge where they pick a book that's more difficult to read, but people agree to read it together and kind of book club it with students and with teachers. So it could be a fun way both like to meet your future classmates and also to read something that's really hard and you might not want to read alone. This year, the book is Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man, which certainly is a challenging read. It's about racism in America and being Black in America, and it's tough, but it's really meaningful in our world today, and a great choice for some of you if you want to take that on. By the way, I threw in a slide here that I made just because I can. I love talking to you about your reading, so you can talk to me, email me about your summer picks if you're like, I'm having a hard time deciding or whatever. I love talking to you about it, so you can let me know. Or you may want to read to escape Ender's Game, the book that I'm reading to you. Can Ender survive battle school and protect the world from alien invasion? I just love this book, and it is totally a whole different world. And I've already read you the first 5 chapters, chapters 6 and 7 coming soon. So here are links to my read aloud. So you may want to do that. Another idea that I had for you is thinking about the big book challenge. Maybe you want to create your own book club and read the same book as friends or family and get together and have phone calls, Skype calls about that. That could be really, really cool to do this summer. Books are a great way to connect with people who are in different places. Here are some resources for how to find a copy of your book. Maybe you have one, maybe you can buy one. You might want to support a local bookstore. Or you can use the link to find some free ebooks and audiobooks. Remember, listening is a great way to get this done. Okay, so you've done all that, you've picked your books, you're feeling great. I made a summer reading plan assignment for you. That's the part that's due to me by June 20th, and it looks like this. So for me, you will please just tell me what the books are. You can highlight whether it's comfort or escape so that I know how you're thinking about it. And then I want you to make your own reading calendar. So please fill in, on what date do you plan to finish each book? So maybe I plan to finish book 1 here, and I'm going to finish book 2 here. I'm going to finish book 3 here. Then I'd also like you to pick a day to do the written part of the assignment, the thing that's due to your 9th grade teacher. So maybe I said, well, I'm going to finish book 1 on July 19th. So maybe I want to do the writing part about my book 1 on July 20th. So I want you to label those. You'll label when you're going to finish each book, and you're going to label when you're planning to do the writing about each book. You should figure out how many pages that your book has, and make a plan for how much do you need to read each day or each week to get to your goal. And you can fill that in the reading calendar here, just like you're used to doing, just like we've done before. Here are some extra resources and activities that you can click through: podcasts, famous authors saying what they like to read, that's always fun, a list of comfort reading, so you can explore that. And now, having done all that, you've watched the video. Thank you, great job. You're using the tools in these slides to explore and pick your books. You're going to turn in the summer reading plan to me by 6:20. You're going to turn in the summer reading writing assignment to your grade 9 teacher in the fall. Thanks everyone, and enjoy exploring those titles.